Have you ever wondered why some people find pure, unadulterated joy in isolation? It's a question that might seem contrary to our social human nature. We're often taught to view isolation as a negative state, a sign of loneliness or an indication of social failure. But what if I told you that for some, isolation is not a dreaded condition, but a coveted state of being? This is the intriguing paradox of isolation. On one hand, we have the societal stigma attached to solitude, painting it as a gloomy and undesirable circumstance. On the other hand, there are those who find in isolation a wellspring of joy, a sanctuary of peace, a haven for self-discovery. These are the spiritual seekers, the individuals who have realized that the noisy clamor of the world often drowns out the whispers of the soul. Imagine a world within you, a universe teeming with thoughts, feelings, and dreams. Now imagine having the time and space to explore this inner universe without any external disturbances. That's the joy of isolation for spiritual seekers. It's a journey inward, a voyage into the depths of one's consciousness. It's a chance to confront, understand, and embrace oneself fully, free from the pressures and expectations of society. But why would anyone willingly choose isolation? How can solitude bring happiness? And what can we learn from the spiritual seekers who find joy in isolation? These are the questions we aim to answer in this series. We invite you to join us as we venture into this fascinating topic, shedding light on the misunderstood concept of isolation. We'll explore the experiences of spiritual seekers, their reasons for seeking solitude, and the wisdom they've gained from their journeys. If you're intrigued and want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with us? Are you ready to challenge your perceptions and perhaps discover a new perspective on isolation? If so, strap in. Join us on this journey as we delve into the fascinating world where solitude becomes a source of joy. Imagine a person just like you or me embarking on a journey of self-discovery, stepping away from the crowd. This individual, our spiritual seeker, began as many of us do, surrounded by people, enveloped in the constant hum of society. Yet they felt a disquiet, a yearning for something more. A question echoed within their soul: is this all there is? This question, this insatiable curiosity, was the catalyst that propelled them onto a path less traveled. Our seeker wasn't drawn to isolation out of disdain for others. No, it was a call from within, a beckoning towards a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. They yearned to explore the vast expanse of their consciousness, to tune into the subtle whispers of their soul that often got drowned in the cacophony of the outer world. The journey wasn't easy. The initial steps were daunting, filled with trepidation and uncertainty. Letting go of the familiar is never easy. The safety net of social interaction, validation, and acceptance were hard to relinquish. The seeker often found themselves teetering between the edge of loneliness and the threshold of a profound solitude. But as they ventured deeper into the abyss of isolation, they discovered a different narrative, one that wasn't dictated by societal norms or expectations. Instead, it was a dialogue with their inner self, a symphony of thoughts, feelings, and insights that had been waiting for the silence to be heard. The seeker's solitude became a sanctuary, a refuge from the constant barrage of external stimuli. It was in this quietude they found a sense of peace, a tranquility that surpassed the fleeting pleasures of social interactions. They discovered that their solitude was not a prison of loneliness, but a canvas of freedom. In the silence of solitude, our seeker started to hear whispers of the soul. Imagine, if you will, a cocoon. Within this cocoon, a caterpillar undergoes a profound transformation, eventually emerging as a butterfly. Our spiritual seeker's journey into isolation can be likened to this process. It's not about escaping the world, but about embracing a sacred space to grow and transform. In the solitude, our seeker found an unexpected companion: joy. It was not a joy born out of external stimulation or social validation, but a robust, resilient joy that sprouted from the depths of their being. This joy was not dependent on people, events, or circumstances. Instead, it existed as a state of being, a testament to the profound peace and contentment that solitude can nurture. So how did our seeker find this joy? It was a journey of contemplation and introspection. They adopted practices that helped them delve into the depths of their soul. Meditation became their anchor, a tool to quiet the mind and clear the clutter of thoughts. Yoga became their physical expression of inner peace, a dance of the body and soul. Nature walks offered a canvas to reflect on the beauty and impermanence of life. These practices were not about doing, but about being. In the silence of solitude, the seeker was not only able to hear, but also understand the whispers of their soul. They began to see themselves not as a drop in the ocean, but as the ocean in a drop. Now, let's talk about insights. The seeker realized that happiness is not a destination, but a journey. They discovered that they were not alone in their solitude. They were in the company of their true self. They understood that self-love is not egotistical, but essential, and self-care is not selfish, but a spiritual obligation. The transformation was profound. Our seeker experienced personal growth that was leaps and bounds beyond what they had imagined. They became more self-aware, more in tune with their thoughts, emotions, and desires. They learned to respect their boundaries and honor their needs. They found strength in vulnerability, wisdom in silence, and peace in chaos. In the solitude, they discovered their authentic self, unmasked and unfiltered by societal expectations and norms. They realized that they had been wearing masks, playing roles, and living according to scripts written by others. In the silence, they found their voice. In the isolation, they found themselves. This transformation was not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey. Each day, the seeker woke up to a new understanding, a new insight, a new joy. And each day, they fell in love a little more with the person they were becoming. In the silence, they found their voice. In the isolation, they found themselves. The seeker emerged from the cocoon of isolation with wisdom beyond their years. They had embarked on a voyage of self-discovery and emerged with a wealth of knowledge that can only come from deep introspection. Isolation, it appears, had been a teacher in disguise, providing lessons of immense value that would shape the rest of their journey. One of the first lessons learned was about the power of solitude in enhancing creativity. Without the constant barrage of external stimuli, the mind was free to wander, to explore, to create. Unhindered by societal expectations or judgments, the seeker found a wellspring of creativity within themselves that they had never tapped into before. Isolation also taught the seeker about the importance of concentration. In the silence of solitude, they discovered that their thoughts could be focused like a laser, cutting through the noise of the outside world. The mind, when free from distractions, has an astonishing ability to concentrate, to delve deep into a subject, to truly understand. And with enhanced creativity and improved concentration came an increase in self-confidence. The seeker learned that they were capable of more than they had ever imagined. They discovered strengths within themselves that they hadn't known existed. They learned to trust their instincts, to rely on their judgment, to believe in their abilities. But perhaps the most valuable lesson of all was the realization of the power of self-reliance. In the absence of others, the seeker learned to depend on themselves. They discovered that they had all the resources they needed within them. They learned to listen to their inner voice, to trust their intuition, to follow their heart. And finally, isolation taught the seeker about inner peace. In the quiet solitude, they found a tranquility that they had never experienced before. They learned to embrace the silence, to welcome the calm. They discovered that peace was not something to be sought in the outside world, but something to be found within. The wisdom gained from isolation is profound. It teaches us to value our own company, to trust ourselves, to find peace within. It shows us that we are capable of more than we think, that we have untapped resources of creativity and concentration. It reminds us that we are our own best friend, our own best advisor, our own best cheerleader. Isolation, it turns out, was not a punishment but a gateway to a richer, deeper life. Isolation is a journey, a voyage of self-discovery, a path to wisdom. And for those who dare to embark on this journey, the rewards are immeasurable. So let us embrace the lessons of isolation and use them to enrich our lives, to deepen our understanding, to broaden our horizons, because in the end, it's not about being alone, it's about being at peace with oneself. In a world that constantly pushes us to be social, the idea of embracing solitude may seem daunting. Yet, as we've traversed through this journey together, we've seen how solitude can be a catalyst for personal growth and spiritual development. Let's recap the main points we've discussed. We began by unraveling the intriguing paradox of isolation, how it can seem counterintuitive in a society that values connectivity and interaction. Yet solitude is not about disconnection, but rather about forming a deeper connection with oneself. We then embarked on the spiritual seeker's tale, the journey of introspection and self-discovery that begins when we step away from the noise of the world and turn our focus inward. This journey, while challenging, can lead to profound transformations. It can help us to see ourselves and the world around us in a new light. And what does this transformation look like? That's what we explored in the third scene. We found that the joy in solitude stems from this newfound perspective. It comes from the freedom to be oneself without the expectations or judgments of others. It comes from the ability to listen to our inner voice and align our actions with our authentic selves. In the fourth scene, we delved into the wisdom gained from isolation. The lessons learned in solitude can empower us to live more mindfully and authentically. It can foster a sense of inner peace and resilience that helps us navigate the challenges that life throws our way. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Embrace solitude. Explore the silent spaces within and around you. It may seem intimidating at first, but remember, it's not about being alone. It's about being with yourself, understanding yourself, and loving yourself. Remember, solitude is not about being alone, it's about being with yourself. And who knows, you might just discover a joy you never knew existed. So we've traveled the journey of a spiritual seeker who found happiness in isolation. But what does this mean for us? This journey is not a tale of escapism, but an invitation to introspection. It is a reminder that while we live in a world that thrives on social connections, it's equally important to foster a connection with our own selves. The spiritual seeker's story is a testament to the power of solitude, not as a state of loneliness, but as a gateway to self-discovery. The lessons learned from this journey are not reserved for spiritual seekers alone, but are universal truths that we can all apply in our lives. The first lesson is the joy found in solitude. We often associate joy with external factors or people around us. However, the spiritual seeker's journey teaches us that true joy is an internal state, independent of external circumstances. The second lesson is the power of introspection. Solitude provides the perfect setting for introspection, allowing us to delve deep into our thoughts, question our beliefs, and understand our emotions. It's through introspection that we gain clarity about our life's purpose and direction. The third lesson is the importance of self-reliance. The spiritual seeker's journey emphasizes that happiness is not something we find in others, but something we cultivate within ourselves. By becoming self-reliant, we can experience true freedom and empowerment. The spiritual seeker's journey also serves as a gentle reminder that the path to self-discovery is a personal journey, unique to each individual. There's no right or wrong way to embark on this journey. It's about finding what works for you, whether that means spending time in solitude, engaging in self-reflection, or seeking wisdom from others. In conclusion, the spiritual seeker's journey encourages us to embrace solitude, not as a sign of isolation, but as a means of self-discovery. It's a call to find joy within ourselves, to introspect, to become self-reliant, and to embark on our own unique journey of self-discovery. Embrace your solitude, find your joy, and embark on your own journey of self-discovery. Until next time, keep seeking,